Hey, do you guys know? It's new comic book day and I picked up 10 books today and I'm going to review each one coming up right after this. What's up comic book fans? My name is Bruce Moreno and welcome to the channel and welcome to another episode of Comic Book Reviews, my weekly series where I bring you my thoughts and my reviews on the comic books that I picked up on the best day of the week, New Comic Book Day. And today was January 29th, 2020, the last New Comic Book Day of January of this year. And in this week I picked up 12 books in total, 10 that I'm going to be reviewing on the channel today, and 2 that I'm going to be saving for a later date. And those are Avengers number 29, which came out, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and Avengers number 30. This is the Jason Aaron Avengers, and he put out on Twitter this week that he has some big ideas for Avengers moving forward, and he is sowing those seeds in these next few books, and I wanted to make sure that I was all caught up. So I'm missing number 27, so I'm going to pick up number 27 so I can I'm missing number 28. So once I pick up number 28, I'll read 28, 29, 30 and be all caught up. Pretty good idea, right? Alright guys, before we get into the meat of the show, which are the reviews of the show, I want to make sure you guys get yourself subscribed to the channel. That's right, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, so that way you guys know every time I post a video and every time I go live. And that's right, I go live every single Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern with my amazing girlfriend Stephanie for Comics and Beer, our weekly live stream where we discuss all the comic book news for the week. We gather it all up, we pull out the good stuff, and we discuss it while we drink a few beers. And it's just a really fun hour and a half where we just have a good time talking about comic book news and talking about it with you guys and just hanging out and having a good time on a Friday night. So yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into the reviews. Alright guys, first up for review we have X-Men number 5. This is written by Jonathan Hickman, art by R.B. Silva, and colors by Marte Garcia. And overall, this was a solid book for a week of books that I thought were pretty crap. But this one was actually pretty enjoyable. And the story was pretty interesting. It dealt with a character called Serafina, and she is, from what I believe, to be a Sentinel, like a future Sentinel or something like that. She's basically a bad guy that the mutants are really worried about. And what she does, at the very beginning of the book, she's being hunted by Wolverine, and then she runs away. And she gets away from Wolverine, but she hides in like this crazy old Sentinel, which is like super cool. And like there's this vault, she hides in there. And we find out that time moves a lot faster in there. So that's why they're worried, because, they're worried that she is going to be able to gather information of the mutants, go in there. Obviously time is moving faster, so she can learn and get better and train and just be a complete badass and come out with other Sentinels that are in there. And so what the mutants want to do is they want to send some mutants in there. We find out they put together a team of 3. They go in. That's kind of where we left off. Besides with the little hint that 3 months have passed since they've been inside. And if time is moving faster, how much faster is it going? So it's pretty interesting. Kind of excited to see where this book goes. It is a little bit confusing because X-Men is not following, this book is not following like a story arc where it's like leading from book to book to book. It's kind of been jumping around, and that was the one negative about this book, is like I was kind of a little lost and a little confused. Oh, but the story itself was good enough. The art by R.B. Silva was absolutely amazing. The colors by Marte Garcia, again, beautiful. So overall, I give this book a 7 out of 10. Definitely a good read. I wouldn't say a must pick up, but if you are picking up X-Men, this was definitely something that you should add to your pull list or add to your books that you're pulling this week. And it is not a good jumping in point because this is issue number 5. And again, it jumps around so much. You probably want to at least pick up 1 through 4 to kind of get a general sense of what's going on. Alright, next up for review, we have X-Force number 6. This is written by Benjamin Percy, art by Stefan Segovia, and colors by Guru-eFX. This was okay. Wasn't amazing. It's an interesting story dealing with Beast. They're kind of setting him up to be the Oracle. If you guys don't know who Oracle is from the DC Universe. It's when Barbara Gordon had her back broken and she was in a wheelchair. She kind of helped Batman and the other teams from a computer and she'd be in their ear giving them information what's going on. That's kind of what they're setting up Beast to be for X-Force. He's going to be the information gatherer, the information giver, and the person who's making the decision. So it's a little more than just an oracle, but it's basically what Beast is going to be doing. And that was basically what this issue was about. It's just setting him up to be that player. There was some cool stuff dealing with another nation, and this nation wanting to sign this treaty. They go there, some bad stuff happens. There's also some really good stuff with Black Tom in this issue, which I really, really liked. And there was a really cool thing at the very end, because Beast makes his decision, he thinks he's right, and it turns out, you know, he was partially right, but sometimes making hard decisions, there's consequences. So overall, a really decent read. The art was kind of crap, in my opinion. Didn't really enjoy it at all throughout the whole entire book, but the story was good enough. I would give this book a 6 out of 10. Decent, not great, not a good jumping in point. You should definitely read all previous issues of X-Force before jumping into this. So maybe wait for trade, because this is probably going to get collected in trade in this issue or the next issue show. Excuse me, I'm so burpy today. This should be collected in trade relatively soon. So yeah, that's my review on X-Force. Alright, next up for review, we have Thor #2. This is written by Donny Cates, art by Nic Klein, and colors by Matt Wilson. And overall, it was okay. This, coming from issue #1, which I gushed over. I was like over the moon with how great that book was. This was kind of like a, I don't know. If that book was an A or a 10, this book was like a C+, or a 6 out of 10. I don't know. The story just kind of, there was no big exciting moments until the very end. And even that moment was kind of like, Donny Cates, really gonna use that character? I guess. And it didn't really move that far. Like in the other book, time passed and things happened. And then, you know, there was this big reveal at the end. And there's like a lot of emotions that Thor was dealing with. And then this book, it was just kind of like, it felt like it dealt with an hour, maybe 2 hours. And there's a couple good moments back on like with Lady Sif and Volstagg, but other than that, yeah, it was just kind of, it didn't really move. And the art by Nic Klein was okay. There were some really good moments, but some of the other moments are just, I don't know. The way that he's drawing Thor, let's see if I can get this going. He kind of like looks like an ape. I don't know. I was kind of really let down by this issue overall. The colors by Matt Wilson, that was beautiful. It took Nic Klein's art and I definitely brought that to another level. But overall, the story, again, it didn't really move that far. It was decent. This is a 6 out of 10 for me. Definitely a big letdown coming from the 9.5 of issue #1. That at least that's what I thought it was. I thought #1 was beautiful. But overall, decent book. If you're reading Thor and you want to be interested, probably good to pick it up, only because you want to be caught up with exactly what's going on. But I don't know. Besides the very last page, everything else was kind of just like filler, in my opinion. Sorry, Donny Cates. I didn't love this issue. Sorry, man. Alright, next up we have Captain America #18. This is written by Ta-Nehisi Coates, art by Jason Masters, and colors by Matt Milla. And to me, I'm sorry guys, this was a big letdown for me. I really enjoyed the previous 17 issues. Even though 17 wasn't that great, but previous 16 were amazing. I absolutely loved that book. And this overall, I felt like it was rushed. It didn't feel well thought out. It felt like a really weak ending to a great story. It seemed kind of like he was just hitting the paces. And like he was just like, all right, here's the end of the story. We're gonna go on to the next arc now, and let's just wrap this up so we can get to the next stuff. I don't know. That's my opinion. The writing just felt, again, weak. The color or the art, I hated the art. I really hated the art. Was not good at all. I don't think Jason Masters has been on the book the whole time. I'm 99% sure of that. I don't remember the artist previous to this, but I loved that person. The covers on all these issues by Alex Ross are just absolutely amazing, but it's just overall, this issue stunk. I would give this a 4 out of 10. I would not suggest picking this book up. It was a really weak ending to a great story, and I'm sorry, Ta-Nehisi coats. I have praised your run, but this was a terrible way to end this book, or at least this current story arc. I really hope the next one picks up and like you fill in some of the gaps that you left open in this, and that's probably why I didn't like it. Maybe I know it said the final, but I don't know. I wanted a lot more from this book. All right, next up we have New Mutants number 6. This is written by Ed Brisson, art by Flaviano. I believe I pronounced that right. And colors by Carlo Lopez. Again, I didn't like this book. I would give this like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I'm not interested in any of these characters except for the 2 mutants, what are their names? Maxine and Manon. But Armor, Boom Boom, Glob, Beak, Angel, they're all just kind of like filler characters that just don't do anything for me. Blob had the most interesting lines in this book, the ones that made the most sense. And just overall, this is just a really weak story. I think it's probably leading up to stuff in the future. And just the art in this book was just not good. Especially compared to the previous stuff with the main New Mutants team off in space, dealing with that, which I believe is written by Ed Brisson as well. I could be wrong. I can't keep it all in my brain, guys. But again, this was like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I maybe a 6, maybe if I'm like trying to be generous, because again, there were some good moments. There were some good moments with Glob in here. Some decent moments with Armor, but Boom Boom was just drunk and annoying. Like, why do we need a drunk Boom Boom around a bunch of kids? Doesn't make sense to me. I'm excited. It does at the very last page. It seems like we're going back to the main group next week or next month. So I don't know. I wouldn't suggest picking this book up. I would just pick up the other issues with the main team when they're off in space and skip this stuff in Nebraska. Not worth it. All right. Next book up for review, we have The Weatherman number 6. This is written by Jody, Leheup, art by Nathan Fox, and art by Moreno Tynion. I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong, but this was one of the highlights of the week. It was such a good book, and it was teased at the very end that this is volume 2. I still have not read volume 1. I know. What am I doing? Who knows? But this teased that there is a volume 3 coming out, which is going to wrap up this story. So this is a 3-volume story. This be 18 single issues in total, and probably they'll wrap the whole thing up in a beautiful hardcover. But overall, this was such a good read. Dealt a lot with the main character Nathan, and man, the tease at the end blew my mind. So good, but it made sense. And the art by Nathan Fox, man, it is so good for this book. They also did a good job of like teasing the characters along the way, or giving you ideas of where all the characters, the main characters that are still alive in this book, where they are, what they're doing. And so, great read. I would highly suggest you guys pick up this book. Since this is the last issue, if you have not picked up the other 5 issues, I would definitely suggest picking this up in trade once they collect it in trade, because this was awesome. And if this is this good, definitely pick up volume 1. I should listen to myself and also pick that up, because I definitely want to get caught up. But this was an awesome book. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10, and it is definitely always be on my pull list, so I can't wait for volume 3 to come out. It's DC book time, guys. DC book time, and right now we are going to review Justice League number 19. This is written by James Tynion IV, art by Alvaro Martinez Bueno, and colors by Raul Fernadez, and this was awesome. Awesome. The art by Alvaro Martinez Bueno, my friend. Bueno, beautiful art. Oh my god. He's been on the book for a very long time. Every single issue he's been on, it has been fan-frickin-tastic. I absolutely love his art style. It goes so well with the Justice League Dark team. I love what James Tynion IV is doing with Wonder Woman. He's actually, I said this in the previous review of Justice League Dark, he makes her interesting. He's giving her things that actually give her a sense make her an interesting character. Because before that, she's just some strong woman from the Amazon, or she's an Amazon woman that's made out of clay, and I don't know. There's nothing there for me to grasp onto, but this is making her interesting. This is giving me wants and desires to find out more of this magic connection she has to magic and chaos, and oh, it's so good. And at the very end, the tease, because spoiler, if you haven't been reading this, Swamp Thing is dead, or they think Swamp Thing is dead, but they find out he's out there somewhere, and they're gonna go find him in this, and they just do a great job. James Tynion does a great job of just like how he told this story. The storytelling in this book is incredible. It's so good. It's done in like little chapters throughout the thing. Oh, I'm not gonna ruin it. Highly suggest you guys pick this book up. Let me show off some of the art. The art is, again, absolutely stunning. And I just love magic characters. Oh, and Dr. Fate comes back in this. Oh, I love it. 8 out of 10. Awesome, awesome book. Maybe 8.5, maybe even a 9. I don't know. I love this book. Highly suggest pick this up. Not a good jumping in point, obviously. This is issue 19. Definitely pick this up in trade. Get caught up, because this is an awesome book. Next up for review, we have Justice League number 39. This is written by Scott Snyder, art by Jorge Jimenez, Daniel Sampere, and Juan Albarran, and colors by Alejandro Sanchez and Hi-Fi. So there was a lot going on in this book. This is wrapping up 39 issues of Scott Snyder's run, and it was kind of a letdown. I was really excited for this book, really excited this book. Overall, the 39 issues on Justice League have been really fun, really great storylines, interesting ideas, and this, again, kind of like with like Captain America, it just kind of fell flat. It was the end. Perpetua, Manhunter fought, I guess, and how does Manhunter fighting against Perpetua? Perpetua is like a god being, and you find out that he didn't have a chance and bad things happen, but there was this council of godlike beings and they already knew what was going to happen and they saved these heroes from Perpetua, and I don't know. It just seemed kind of like generic ending to big stories in all DC Marvel books. It's like, oh, big bad won. No, they didn't. The heroes are still here and they're going to come back and find a way. I don't know. I was hoping for something really interesting, really crazy. I just didn't get it, and I think that's why I didn't like it. The art was good. There were some really good panels. Like I really like this one of Manhunter like reforming from nothing. And all of Jorge Jimenez's art was so good. The way he draws faces is so amazing. He just captures the emotion so well. But overall, it just, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Why am I throwing it down? I haven't rated it yet. I would give this a 6.5 out of 10. 6.5, maybe a 7, more like a 6. So let's go 6.5 out of 10. I can't highly suggest this book. If you are reading Justice League, I would suggest keeping up with it, because it was good enough. Again, I just wanted so much from this book, and that's probably the problem. Yeah, so it's not a good jumping in point, being issue number 39. They will collect this all into one big omnibus or multiple trades, but I would highly suggest picking up this book in trade because it's going to read really well. You might not like the ending like I did, but overall, some really fun stuff happened with the Justice League. And I haven't been this excited about the Justice League in a very long time. I'm a little bummed about the ending, but overall, Justice League has been an amazing read. Next up for review, we have Detective Comics Annual number 3. This is written by Peter J. Dasami, art by Jumut Kumar, and colors by Flaviano Ferrado Jr. I definitely butchered those last two names like crazy. I apologize. Their names are on screen. I apologize. But this was definitely a highly anticipated book. People were really excited about this because it was Batman dealing with the aftermath of Alfred passing away. And I myself was super excited about it. But after reading the book, it was a filler issue. There was no reason for this to happen. I am being really harsh on this right now. I just really didn't enjoy it. There was a couple moments in there that were kind of cool, but overall, this was just a filler issue. This was just some side stories dealing with Alfred, and it didn't need to happen in my opinion. The writing was decent. It was okay. But but there were 2 stories in it, and both of them, the last story was definitely not needed at all. Worthless. Like, the art was not very good at all, and the story was super short, and it's just, I don't understand why it was told. And the other story, it was fine. It was fine. I don't know. Again, when there's that much buzz about a book like this, and then we get what we got, and then we have to spend $5 for a book like this, it was a little oversized. We got a bunch of pages in here, but overall, it was just not very good. I would suggest not picking this book up. It wasn't very interesting. And Peter J. Islami, I'm sorry, I'm being really harsh on you, but I know you can do better than this. I've seen you do better than this. But overall, like I said, this is like a 4 out of 10. The art isn't very good. There was some okay moments in it, like I said, but overall, this is a skip, guys. Do not pick up this book. All right, guys, we have one book left. One book left. It is my pick of the week, but it's not just my pick of the week. There's another person who does this channel with me. Should I go get her? Should I bring her in? Should I? All right. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Hey guys, look who I found. That's right, it's Stephanie! You know, she's never on these review videos, which she should be, but she's not. But,
sorry.
Guys, guess what? The last book we're going to review is Something is Killing the Children, number 5. This is written by James Tynion the...
4th?
And
3rd? 4th.
4th.
I was right the first time, yes!
Art by Werther Daldera and colors by Mikel Mutero. And guys... This is my pick of the week. It was absolutely everything I wanted in the 5th issue. I kind of wanted it in the 4th issue, but it's everything I wanted in this issue.
Everything I've been waiting for.
It was so good. Erica Slaughter. Oh my god. I'm in love. Sorry, babe. I'm in love. She is a badass. But Stephanie, I don't want to sit here and rant and tell them everything that I think. I want to take a pause. I'm going to take a little sippy of my drink. I'm gonna let you take over for a second.
Wait, I need to know, am I spoiling things?
Well, you have to say spoiler. Yeah, no, you have to say spoiler.
Alright, I'm probably gonna spoil things, guys. So if you haven't read this yet, what are you doing with your life? And
I agree.
Sorry. Spoilers. Spoilers! Like, I need my soundboard so I go, wah, 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 wah. Spoilers, that's what that means. I want something, Bruce. When you edit this video, I want something.
I'll animate something.
Like Bruce said, amazing. An amazing, amazing book. Like, the story is cool. I mean, it's not like I'm taking it from the story, but the artwork and what they do to, like, pull you into the story. It's not even like it's so finely detailed that, like, you really, like, it's like, some of it just looks like splatter paint, but, like, it's just, it grabs you, it pulls you in. Amazing. Amazing.
Keep going. Tell them all about it.
Keep going. So, we kind of find out, like, a little bit more about who Erica Slaughter is, where she comes from, why her last name is Slaughter, what she can do, who has sent her. It kind of, like, ties it all in. She freaking kills things. She's awesome. She's, like, badass. And
then, like, the, Dylan, is that his name? That's the name, right?
Yes.
Dylan. We find out that he actually has some of the same powers that Erica Slaughter does. Again, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but you definitely find that out in this issue, and we're like, wait, how did he get him? And then there's this other guy, I don't remember his name, but he's the brother to one of the kids that was kidnapped. Erica gives him her powers, which was like, wait, what? And that's where we find out more about our family, and we don't really know, but you kind of know. And again, this artwork by Werther Daldera. Werther, I love you. It's just, it's so good. And James Tynion, this is some of your best work, man. Your Justice League Dark work is absolutely phenomenal. Great, amazing. I think Stephanie would actually really enjoy that book. But this, you don't need to know who Wonder Woman is, or Detective Trimp, or Swamp Thing, or Dr. Fate, and all those characters. This, you just have a couple characters that you're introduced at the beginning, and it's incredible.
So I have a couple things to say.
Yes.
One, if Bruce loves everybody, how is it special anymore? And 2, he doesn't Dylan doesn't get her powers. He's a kid. The kids can see the monsters. The kids can, like, see into this world. It's the adults who can't see, which is why she does that thing to the kid's head. The other guy's head.
Oh, that's right.
But she's not giving the other guy her powers. She's just initiating him into, like, this club of people who can see these monsters as an adult.
See, that's the problem with reading this book in single issues. You kind of forget exactly what's going on because it comes out once a month. I want it all at the same time. But it's so good.
It is really good, guys. Like, really good.
This is
And it's not like a super long read. It's not like you have to be, like, super invested. And, like, I read it with, like, kids screaming in my ears and, like...
Oh, they also introduced this girl, Bane, who I know is bad news. I know she's bad news. Bane, you're bad news.
I don't think she's gonna be bad news. I think they're just gonna find out, like, it's more involved than they thought.
I think she's bad
more
news.
connected.
I think the thing they teased at the very end, she's one of them. That's what I think.
That would be interesting. That would actually be very interesting twist.
It's gonna happen. But I am going to rate
if
this.
her children could be actual children, mind blown. I feel like I need a minute to process this information.
I'm going to rate this book a 9.5 out of 10. It is almost a perfect comic book in my opinion. Between the art, the story, the colors, it is hands down an amazing read. It is so, so good. Stephanie, I know you probably haven't rated a book before, but if you're going to rate this on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, where would this fall for you?
So, out of all the comic books that we've read, this is the first comic book that I'm reading as it comes out. So I read Little Bird after all 6 issues were released, or 5 issues were released. I read Deceased after all the issues were already out. I didn't have to wait for anything. So this is the first time I've had to read, or read something that I have to wait for. And I'm like, excited for New Comic Book Day. You can ask Bruce, because like, what was it the other day when we were looking through your comic books, and I'm like, you're wrong, I didn't read the last Something is Killing the Children. It's been too long since the other one came out. And I was like, there has to be one that I missed. I couldn't believe it, like that I had to wait so long. It's terrible. It's terrible to wait that long.
It's hard, like especially when you're reading the amount of books that I read, 10 to 12 books a week. And it's hard to keep all the details, because like Stephanie said, I obviously got something wrong. I do that. Everyone does that. Hello. But you would say this is a great book, right?
Oh my god, like an amazing book. Like, I'm super excited to read it. Like, I was like, as soon as Bruce got home, I'm like, go get the book. I'm reading it. It'll take me 10 minutes. No one talk to me.
I also love that this is not ending. This is still gonna go on for issues to come. And so I am super excited that it's gonna happen. Boom Studios, man. Boom Studios putting out such good work.
And they do a good job where it's like not, like I said, not a super involved story. Like there's a main story and some sub-stories, but it's not like so involved that even though it's coming out once a month, you've forgotten what's happened like since the last time. Like you know what's happening, you've got a good gist of it, you're ready for what happens next, you want to know what happens next. I'm excited.
It's really, really good.
So good.
Alright, that's the last review for today, guys. We do want to remind you of one thing that's going on right now, and there's only 2 days left to enter. And what is that, Stephanie?
Our 200 subscriber giveaway.
Giveaway, guys. That's right. We are giving away something. Hold on. Talk to them for a second. I'll grab it.
Guys, you should know what we're giving away already. It's awesome.
If you don't already know, then you should know.
If you don't know, now you know.
That's right. We are giving away this 7.5-inch Batman Sean Murphy black and white statue, and it is incredible. That's what we're giving away.
2 more days, guys.
2 more days.
Get on it.
Link's gonna be down below. Follow the thing, do the things, and you guys will be entered to win. We are drawing it live on our live stream at 11 p.m. on Comics and Beer. The live stream starts at 10. We'll draw it at 11 live on the channel. And yeah.
Do all the things.
Do all the things. And, all right, guys.
It's a very famous meme. Bruce wouldn't know because he doesn't watch or read any memes, but I know. Do all the things.
Do all the things. And smash that like button. Give us some likes. It helps out the channel greatly. And I think that's going to be it. Oh, should they subscribe? Hit the bell? Subscribe the bell?
Subscribe, hit the bell notification. How else are you going to get amazing content like this and be the first one to get it?
I told you at the beginning. She's reminding you. Alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.